Sergio. Greg Logan of New York Newsday. Since your comments on Twitter about the greens, there's been an awful lot of support from other players. What were they like today, and do you think anything can be done to improve them with all that power?
I think, don't get me wrong, there's 3 or 4 of them that are great. Mm-hmm. The ones that they redid, that is all fescue, 13, 7, 10, those greens roll beautiful. Mm-hmm. So the only way to fix them is to redo them all and just have them with fescue. I mean, it's either you do them with all poa or with all fescue. The problem is when you start having different types of grass, they all grow differently, and then they're very uneven. And to me, my tweet wasn't a criticism. It was a comment, and I was trying to make a statement to make sure that the USGA doesn't allow this to happen to one of the best tournaments we have all year.
Right.
I mean, I think we have 4 majors. The majors themselves, forget about us. The majors deserve to be at a great shape because that's why they're the majors. And unfortunately, that didn't happen this week. And the U.S. Open deserves better than that.
You can see the frustration on players' faces where it looks like some of the best players are really going to feel like they played better than it will ever show and just got bad breaks. Do you feel like it just kind of leaves too much to chance?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, luck it's always a factor in golf, but this is pushing it a little bit. This is beyond luck. This is sometimes it's hit and hope. Some putts you hit and you hope that it's going to take the right bounce, right or left or something. And I mean, for example, don't get me wrong, sometimes they go in. Sometimes putts that look like going to go in, they miss. And for example, yesterday my second putt on the first hole for birdie, I hit a nice putt. It took 2 bounces to the right, and I thought it's got no chance.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, it took 2 bounces to the left and went in. So, I mean, obviously that it just doesn't feel right.
Right. And then the other issue that's been prominent here is setup, particularly when they make 18 play as a par 4. Do you think that the USGA maybe has overdone it too much, and then with the design of the course with all the humps and rolls, trying to make it more challenging for all the guys with the distance now?
Regarding to the setup, I'm actually fine with the way the USGA has been doing it the last 6, 7, 8 years. I think they've managed to mix it up nicely. I think that there's a couple of things in there that could be better. Some of the high grass that is, it's 2 feet from the fairway, maybe. But other than that, I love the way they play with the tees. I love how they mix it up. Sometimes we play par 3 that it's 220 yards, and then the next day he's playing 130, 120. No, I don't mind that at all. I think that's great. I think that makes us think. But that is good. That is part of the game, and I think Mike has been doing a good job with that throughout these years. But the other things, unfortunately, is.
If I could ask just one more question. Gary Player said it, and Nicklaus has said it before, that the golf ball should be dialed back, and then they wouldn't have the problems, building these massively long courses. From a modern player's standpoint, one of the guys who does hit it long, what do you think of that thought, controlling the ball?
Well, I think they're already controlling it. I think they've been controlling it for the past probably 3 or 4 years, I want to say. Obviously, the biggest step that we took was when we went in 99, 2000, when we went from professional or tour balada to Pro V1. That was the biggest step, and obviously TaylorMade and the rest of the brands got behind it, and obviously everybody's making the balls much better now. But I think that was the biggest step, and since then, I think they've tried to control it quite a lot, and I think they've done fine. But you also gotta give credit. You gotta give a little bit of credit to the players itself. I mean, now everybody's fitter, everybody's stronger, everybody's taller, and they're more. I think in the past there were a little group that were big hitters. Now that group is it's grown, and that's why a lot more players have chances of winning now than maybe they did 30 years ago.
Thank you very much.
Sergio, are you not a fan of having the U.S. Open here at Chambers?
No, I didn't say that. That's totally wrong. I mean, I'm not complaining about the course or the people here at Tacoma or anything. That's totally wrong. I mean, the only thing I said is I think the U.S. Open, the U.S. Open itself, forget about the other players. The U.S. Open itself deserves better surfaces than this, and I know they can do it. So, because we have 4 greens that are really good. So obviously, if none of them were good, then you say, oh, maybe they have a problem and you can't have good greens here. But you have 4 greens that are really good, so obviously you can do it. So it's just, I don't know what happened. I don't know, it was a little bit of lack of work or attention or whatever it was.
Sergio, was the course playing any easier today, do you think?
In the morning it plays a little bit easier, for sure. This afternoon it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because some of those greens this morning were already very, very firm and a little bit baked, and this afternoon they're going to get even more with this weather. So we'll see. It's kind of interesting to see what happens out there.
Thanks, Sergio.
Okay.
Sergio Garcia.